Hey fellow villagers, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Medieval Dynasty, episode 14, The First Snow of Winter. So Nice Dad is saying no fertilizer again, so we used up all the fertilizer. So maybe while I'm in town, I'll pick up some fertilizer for him so he stops, so he continues to fertilize. I know at the end of the day, I have a bunch of meat in my house that's going to rot, and I'll be able to turn that into fertilizer, but I think he's probably idling right now without it. Let's see how close the fields are, though. So rye is done. Oats is fertilized but unplowed. Flax is okay. Yeah, flax is particularly unfertilized. We have 21 unfertilized there, and the carrots is done being fertilized but is unplowed. So I maybe buy 21 fertilizer while I'm here. Those coives should fetch a pretty penny. I'll probably even buy more fertilizer, but I'm going to be questing here, so I'm not necessarily going to be immediately returning home. But we'll see. So, I don't really want to take any of these here, because the, it's almost end of season. You know, I only have, like, 6 hours to fulfill these quests or whatever. So let's try to pick up, quest giver quests. Hey, you want some coifs? No, not the one I was wearing. Damn it. Well, here, buy these two. Wow, they're selling for a lot.
Only the good
You can't afford them.
luck. How can
And then you buy these 4.
That's good. Have a good day.
I almost have 2k coin now.
Hello.
And you can see why I got flax fields. So now I have 2,365 coin. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And I am here to quest.
Prices so low you won't believe your eyes. Hi, old friend.
Hello, how's business going? No problem with the supplies? Welcome and thank you for asking. It could have been worse, but maybe you would like to be part of my local farmers and have your wares sold in the most prestigious stall in Piastovia. It would be my honor. I especially looking for some beetroots. So he wants me to be a beetroot baron. The market can be unpredictable, and in case you're not growing any beetroots at the moment, I can give you seeds. Thank you, and I will return you the beetroots. So beetroots. When is the sowing season for beetroot? In the spring. So this is not a quest that I can immediately help him with. But in the spring, if I want to sow some beetroots, I could. Got it. And it is 300 Dynasty reputation if I do it. Alright, let's, that is the only quest giver here. There is a quest in Skauki and a quest in Klonka that we could potentially pick up. And because I have all this coin, we will use it for the convenience of fast travel before it's nightfall. So we'll go to Klonka first.
How have you been?
I like how I had him at, like, bow point. That was not on purpose. Oh, something else I could potentially buy. Talking to this boyar. And purchasing a longbow. Selling my regular bow. There's 3 types of bows. Crossbows actually hit harder, but the recurve bow fires faster, the longbow fires harder. So a longbow will help me down those deer a lot more quickly, or in potentially in one shot, especially if I get bronze arrows, which would help me hunt a lot.
How is life treating you?
Can I help you with something? You seemed annoyed. I'm always like that, since one piggy in my herd is constantly wandering off from the rest. It's going to market, right? This little piggy. Unfortunately, it's always goes east. I'm tired of picking it up over and over. Could you do that for me at least once? Sure. What does a little piggy look like? Well, he's small, 3 years old, but soon to be 4. A 4-year-old? No, that's a hog. But name's Wizlaw. Okay. Curious little piglet. Got it. Just remind him to come back? Right. Alright. Come out, wherever you are. Let's go do this lady a favor. I'm supposed to... Oh! It's that kind of piggy. Yeah, okay. Well, hello there. You're a strange little piglet. This is how my mom calls me. You must be her friend. That's right, she's worried, and she wants you to come home. I won't go. I'm playing hide and seek with my toy horse. His name is Chestnut. No one will ever find him, ever. Is he lost? When I find him, will you promise to come home? Huh, you could try, but you won't win. No one knows where he hid in the wood piles. Of course not, but let me try. Unfortunately for him, I have Inspector mode. This is the smallest of the surrounding wooden piles. There's not much to search through unless the toy is really small. So let's take a closer look. And nothing of interest. Alright, next wooden pile. You stand in front of a freshly chopped pile of wood. Searching through it. Homogeneous. There's a single long stick which catches your eye immediately. Take the long stick and look at it in more detail. It isn't a random stick that fell from the tree. It was carefully worked to serve as the spine of a toy. You notice it slightly worn in an area where the placed the toy between his legs. So it was one of those like riding horses, like you ride a broom. So I got the toy horse handle, but I didn't get the toy horse head. So let's keep looking. This pile of wood has been lying here for a while. You notice there's a small space under the top layer of wood. Peek in. And animal poops here. Oh, great. Put my hand carefully and check for anything interesting. And it's the toy horse head. Go through a pile of waste. So there's a pile of waste over here. Alright, approach a heap of waste, broken objects thrown away. Search for anything resembling a wooden toy. So we search for it. Defective planks, broken cartwheels. One inconspicuous little piece of wood catches my eye. And it's a polished wooden stick. Looks to be part of the horse toy handle. So we got all the pieces. Now we're going to deliver it to the piggy. X42, thank you for the resub. I told you it could be found. The horse is quite good at hide and seek. Even managed to dismember itself. That's impossible. You cheat. I don't want a broken toy. Throw it away. Don't worry. It's only 3 elements. Ta-da! See, I already put it back together. Oh, it's fixed. But now I won't be able to get a new one. And then he starts crying. Calm down, boy. Let's make a deal. I'll keep the toy horse, and you'll tell your parents it was lost. Yes, it's the same as if it got lost and broke down. You know what? You're not 3. This isn't how 3-year-olds talk. I would know. Now that the problem with your toy has been solved, off you go. I should go home now. Mom's probably worried. Besides, I'm hungry. I'm sure she has some salty snacks. I'm sure she does. Don't stray too far from home again. Well, I guess I'll sell your toy horse. I don't know what else to do with it. But her frustration is solved. And I didn't have to kill anything. Or one. So that's good. Now, fortunately... Oh, she's not sleeping. But I was going to say, quest givers, like, just about always wake up. So how did it go with my little piglet? From now on, he should stick closer to the settlement. So he won't stray anymore? What did you do? Or rather, what was so interesting back there? He broke his toy horse apart and hid it in piles of wood. Ah, this horse again? It's been constantly breaking into pieces for some time now. The toy was made by my late father, who is a skilled woodcutter and wood artist. It was a thorn in his side for my husband, since he hopes Wislaw will become a hunter and not a woodworker. I put it back together. Here it is. So I lied to the boy. Oops. Oh well. Indeed. Well, my husband is going to go whine again. Maybe one day I'll give it to the woodcutters to fix. In the meantime, accept these salty snacks as a sign of my gratitude. It's a family recipe. If you fancy more, I can sell you some extra treats. Thank you. Got a whole bunch of reputation. And then we got some salty sticks, which gives us less food consumption for a while, and it lasts for 10 minutes. But no money. But, like, whatever. So that was the Klonka quest. And then there's the Skauki quest, but I'm not exactly sure it's the right time to go to Skauki, considering it's about to be end of season. I also, I meant to pick up some fertilizer, and, like, didn't. And I don't think anyone's going to be talking to me about selling fertilizer at this hour. It is 8:30 p.m., so yeah, probably too late in the day, but I'll try. Yeah, I'm guessing they're done for the night. They're out. Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to go to Skauki for the first time via wagon, and then pick up that last quest, see if the quest giver will talk to me. The meat should rot during the season change, so I'll be able to make fertilizer in a minute with all the rotted meat in the bottom of my floor. I love trees. Thank you for the resub.
How is life?
Oh, look, he's like still walking around and doing stuff. So I'm going to sell these salty snacks.
Can I see you soon?
And then the quest giver somewhere up here. A Wajka. Won't talk to me. All right. In that case, I am going to throw together I was going to say I was going to throw together a pick and mine in this location. But I would need to cut down a tree, which means I would need an axe. Yeah, I'll do that anyway, before end of day. Because Skauki has a mine. So let's collect sticks. And get into the mine. Because what I could do is I could just like fill my inventory full of copper, and then it's about to be end of day, so I will be ripped out of Skauki and thrown into bed. Come on, where the heck are sticks? Stupid mountainous terrain with your lack of sticks. There's the Skauki mine, and the Skauki mine is the only one in the game that is developed. And what I mean by that is all mines in this game only have access to copper and tin unless you build a mine on it. So a mine is a extraction building that you unlock at 5,000 technology, which allows you to build an iron mine. But until you have that, you can go into any of the other mines for copper and tin. So if you want iron, the only place to mine it up yourself, unless you want to find it like randomly in the wild by you know, in overturned mining carts or something like that, which is just all happenstance, right? You're gonna need to go to Skauki. My iron is not like particularly useful really early on though, because there's not a lot you can do with it until you get the schematic tech, which you get kind of much later on. So although the Skauki mine is the only developed one, you probably won't have much of a need for iron. Ooh, survival level. So the options here, slower food and water loss, alcohol resistance, faster movement in water, more health, which I'll probably go with, temperature tolerance, which wouldn't be terrible, but I'm not cold at the moment. So yeah, let's go with more health. Protects me from birch trees. The only thing that has killed me so far. Bears? No. Wolves? No. Wizen? No. Birch trees. Yes, very dangerous. So, here, as you can see, iron. Well, here, I'll show you. Iron. But I'm really only here for copper. Do you guys want me to continue questing? Or do you want me to take up some other task? You can vote now. And taking a look at the in-game time, it is... Actually, it's not that late. I still have a little bit of time before season change. I think what I'm going to do is discard my stone and sticks. Granted, it is litter. They're going to be here forever, but like, I don't care. I'm not that concerned about littering a mine I don't own. And Scoutgy doesn't really care if you're mining their mine. Surprisingly, there's no like trespassing, you don't belong here, which is honestly surprising. I would have thought that you would need like permission from the local lord or castellan to come exploit resources, but they don't care, so I'm gonna do it anyway. Now, if you're voting for Improve the Village, there's a bunch of different village projects that we could potentially do. I do have a lot of buildings that I could build that I have unlocked, like kitchen, for instance. Additionally, we could, because I do have the a pretty decent amount of Dynasty reputation. We've gone from 300 to 925 just from those two quests. I could also expand our population and have that new person... you know, be employed doing something, and I'll create a list on that something. But we could have another farmer, we could have a hunter, we could have another rancher if we wanted. Chickens, I think, is the only other animal that we have access to. So I'll let you decide in just a moment. I really can't tell like what kind of metal it is in low light conditions unless it's salt. Like copper, tin, and iron almost all look the same. I'm like walking up to almost every deposit to be like, what are you? Copper's a little bit more like darker than the others, but still it's pretty hard to tell. And I think my pick's about to break. Chunk! Oh, good timing! Oh my lord! Right as I became over encumbered and my pick broke, I teleport home. Totally not by design. And it's winter. Alright, so you guys want me to improve the village. So here's the question. What should the next villager do for work? Hunt? Let me check the options right now. So we have mine. They could be an extractor. They could hunt. They could woodcut. If we went with woodcut, I wouldn't even need another woodshed because our woodshed could employ 2. We could do fishing is not farm, ranch, or orchard.
I need more clothes or some fire.
I'm not going to include orchard. Hen house. Well, that would be ranch. Yeah, so these are the options. Hunt, mine, woodcut, farm, or ranch. What you think? How far are we from a girlfriend? A bit. not immediately close, because I want to get another level of diplomacy first. But I'll check on my level of diplomacy in a minute. So I'll give you 5 minutes to vote on this, and while I work on something else. So my diplomacy skill, if you were wondering, is 69. Oh my god. 69 out of 250. Why is it always, every time I check the number on anything, it's always 69. It's getting silly. Oops. Didn't mean to put my bow away. Oh, that's the wrong bow. Where's my longbow? There it is. Why do I even have... Oh, I had to make a stone axe for... Yeah. Alright, my character was complaining about being a little cold. I'll solve that in a minute. But let's get the rot into fertilizer. So we can do fertilizer out of manure, because we collected manure yesterday from the pigs, and then fertilizer from the rot. So we'll have 22 more fertilizer to help Nysad farm. Oh, and my farming leveled up. Awesome. So let's get more farming experience from farming. That's probably going to be the nicest one. Oh, also I'm going to get whistling summons my mount. Because when we get a donkey, being able to summon the donkey to your location is just... There's nothing better. I'm going to go hunt donkeys down. Sucks. I'm drawing water from the well to fulfill our water needs. And looking at our needs, food is low, but like manageable. Water is good, and wood is good. But for food, I can go hunting, especially with my new longbow. It shouldn't be that hard.
I need more clothes. Or some fire.
So the rye is all in and growing. The carrots have yet to be tended, but it is just the start of winter, so I'm not too worried. And Nysad is now fertilizing the spots that he ran out. So it looks like I'm not going to have enough. It looks like this is 18 slots of fertilizer, maybe? Yeah, I think that's 18. Or 21. But we made 22 fertilizers, so maybe it's fine. So the thing you guys want me to do next is to get a hunter. Let's add that in. Build a house and hunting hut for a new villager. Axe, hammer. So hunting should be adjacent to the food hut, which is here. Here's the hunting lodge, and I know having it, like, realistically, it would make more sense. I'll put it here. Realistically, it would make more sense to have it be, like, out in the wilderness. But in the game, your hunter's hut has a facility in it that allows you to dry meat, which is better than cooking meat, roasting meat, because it keeps for longer. So it's really convenient to have your hunting lodge next to where you keep your food.
I need more clothes.
And you can see the advantage of having a bunch of villagers source logs and stuff. Because I am totally just using all of our ample supplies. It's great. Not having to collect. I will need to collect some straw, though, looking at the ceiling, but that's... Easy.
It's biting cold.
Might barely need to collect anything for this. This is great. This is how it should be. Gotta catch my breath. So while I catch my breath, let's decide where the person that lives in the building will be. This is going to be another small, simple house. And maybe what I'll do is have it back here. So we have rows of industry next to the rows of houses. And it's a simple stone house, yeah. Let's finish what we started, though. I'm gonna need, like, 8 straw, maybe? Yep. Alright, I'm already cold, so let's not wade through the water. That would be unhealthy.
I need more clothes.
And the farmer is probably complaining about a lack of fertilizer again. Oh, no hoe. I can fix that. I just mined up a whole bunch of copper, but it didn't do anything with it. So we can make him a copper hoe. Always nice to have a nice stockpile of materials on hand for whatever shortages you run into. Done. And it will register in a minute. It's not instant. You'll, like, realize that the host's been supplied.
Ugh, I should better warm myself up.
Where is he? Who's down by the river? So if you're ever wondering where they are, you can see their little portraits here. So he's actually in the farm shed right now. I did put the hoe away, right? Yeah, I did put the hoe away. So the other way that I could have done it is I could have stuck the hoe in this chest, the farm chest, and it would have registered sooner. You do have a hoe. Is this because it might be range to the resource building? So I'm going to move the hoe into the farming shed, just in case. I can't wait until my resource storage goes up a level, so I don't have to run into this issue anymore. Because I don't recall having to, like, manually supply the hoe like this last time, but my fault for poor planning. At the moment, he's not complaining about fertilizer, so I'm not worried about supplying it, but that could also be moved into the farming shack, too, at some point, just in case. So for this home, let's have the windows face the street, and not the wall. And, I think I'm still going to thatch the roof because it's cheaper. And faster. Because I don't quite have the logs to do everything out of wood tile. After this, I'll probably make myself a little bit more winter clothing because my character's harming himself. He's kind of complaining a little bit. It's funny, now that I'm in like a partially built building, my frostbite kind of went away. But we're only in the start of the winter. It is 2 degrees Celsius. And then if you look at my inventory, I'm just at the cusp of my temperature tolerance. I'm just warm enough. So if I dip a toe into the water, I'm going to be frozen again. Which is why it's probably worth improving my clothing just a wee bit. Another thing to consider soon is to offer up just some like nice village improvements, like having some public seating and a public campfire, just to give it a decent amount of ambiance. So after I get better clothing, maybe we do that too, because your villagers will intermingle and converse and group up around like campfires and seating, which can get them to potentially couple up and to enjoy one another's company. It's, in my opinion, is worth doing. To have sort of like the heart of town. So we need 31 more thatch. Love how I build a well and I walk up to the riverbank for drinks anyway.
So cold.
I'm getting more than I needed just so I don't have to be back here anytime soon. Alright, checking up on the farm fields. Carrots. Nope. Flax. Nope. Oats. Nope. He's working on something, but I don't exactly know what. Do we see him in the fields? Actually, what time of day is it? No, he should be working at this hour. Oh, he's yeah, he's plowing or something. I see him doing something, so he's fine. Oh, yeah, the partially built house is warmer. I should have been building it from the inside. I didn't realize it actually provided insulation even though it was partial. Okay, so we got another small house. Did I don't think I did. Dale Boer's house. So this house has Genowetha in it. Name it after her. So we have 2 females and a male. I don't really care. Whoever is the best to do the hunting, I'm going to hire regardless. I'm not too concerned about their particular set of skills. But what I'm going to be doing next is hunting. So what I want to do before I hire the hunter is get myself a little bit more winter clothing because I'm like actively being hurt. So let's take a look. winter clothing. Let's do winter collar because I'm not wearing a collar. So for that, I bought the scheme and we need some furs. Furs are most fun to get off of bears, right? I'm sort of kidding. Let's go for wolf fur. I'm not ready to fight a bear yet. I haven't died to anything but a tree, and I'd like to keep it that way.
I don't feel my fingers.
Even hunting wolves is like low-key reckless, but I'm up for it. All right, so I see one wolf there. That's a kind of a far shot, though. Oh, I got it. Oh. Heard another one over here. Oh, there it is.
Ooh, I should better warm myself up.
Oh! Bye-bye, buddy. Alright, where is the first one I shot? Should be pretty wounded. Oh, there it is. Got it. And I'm getting kind of close to the bear, so I gotta be careful not to wander over to the bear territory, because that'd be rough.
Ooh, I should better warm myself up.
So I've got, I think, enough furs for the collar already. How's our food? I'll use the new drying rack in the hunting hut to dry the current wolf meat I have. After I make myself a little bit more warm clothing, because constantly losing health to the cold sucks. But yeah, the new bow is paying off. I like the longbow. It doesn't fire as fast as the recurve bow, but it does more damage. It's the hardest hitting bow, so it adds 40 piercing damage onto what is base, which is nice. All right, so with the collar on, is that going to be enough to keep me warm? I suppose we'll see. Thank you for tuning in to Medieval Dynasty, which originally streamed live on Twitch as a marathon. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind I've asked for no spoilers, so don't spoil it for anyone else in the comments. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Medieval Dynasty players.